Hey, hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to make some short tutorial with you and show you how to get some noise out of GoTracker. That's a tool I use since 2020 to do my Commodore 64 SID chiptune music, and I started at some German tutorial at Commodore 64 Wiki, and I will show you the link in the description so you can follow, and then you can translate this tutorial into your language, maybe in English. And I think if you use the Google translation to translate it to English, you get a very good result you can work with. So this might be a great starting point. Another good resource you can use is a PDF file. You can see it in the GoTracker folder. It's called GoTracker Comments. I highly suggest you to use that file as well. And you have the help in when you open GoTracker and you press the F12 key, you got this help, and there you can find a lot of other useful informations as well. And now I can show you, I have to put that window down because of the camera. So now you can see everything, and I will just start to show you how you get some noise out of GoTracker, because when you start it, you get only this blank window. It's empty from the scratch, and you will hear any noise until you build some instruments. And as you can see here, we have the different waveforms like triangle, Sutors, pulse wave, or noise. And there are also combination of those waveforms, so you can combine them to a new waveform. But we will start the easy way, and maybe we just use the sawtooth, and that would be here. So in the wavetable, that's this column, we can make the instrument. So I start with a 2 here. If I would write here a 1, it would be triangle, and 4 for pulse wave, and 8 for noise, and so on. So if I put a 2 here, then I have to put here a 1, because 1 always opens an instrument and 2 close the instrument. So we have the values attack, decay, sustain, release. So if I put a 2 there, it will start on the release. So the instrument is instantly close. But if we want to hold the tone, you have to make it with 21 at the start. So that would be a very easy instrument. And the command FF, it's all in hexadecimal. So the numbers are not 10, 11, and so on. So after 9, there is A, B, C, D, E, F. And then it starts with 10 and 11 and so on. So you might check out how the hexadecimal system work before you start doing music, so you just get the basic. Yeah. And we have to also put here some values in, so we don't get any noise if we don't fill out this too. So maybe we can leave attack and decay. We can leave that blank, but we should do some values here and sustain and release. So maybe I just use E8, and if I hit the space key, you might hear the voice. Okay. There was some mistake, and here is the wavetable position. There 0, 0. You hear nothing because I have to make it 0, 1. So now this points on the wavetable, opens the instrument, and FF just means that the instrument stops here, and we could start with another instrument at position 3 maybe. So now I hope now you hear that voice, and that was just a tone, and we can do some melody. with F3 you can start the song playing, and with F4 you can stop. But you can find all that information here in the help with F12, like the comments how to use Go Tracker. So we have these tones, and maybe we can change the waveform to triangle maybe. And now I show you something else, and I will choose pulse wave. And you hear nothing, because there is no pulse defined. So if you use a pulse wave, you have to define a pulse first. So that's you can do in the pulse table. So here's also a command for the pulse table, a position. So you can say position 1, and I will put in 81 here maybe, and also FF. And now you can hear the pulse. And I will change this number, and you will hear what's the difference. So with the pulse you can build different instruments with a different sound. And you also can do some pulse modulation. So it's you can not just have a fixed pulse, you can maybe you can do some delay here and make it like this. So this, if I just put in 2 here, it's some delay. I will show you this. The higher the number, the higher will be the delay. But a very good way to make a pulse modulation is to make it seamless. So I will start with 81. And I will build some loop here. So we start at 81, and I put this into the table. So that means that the pulse will be increased for 20 steps for 30 frames. So it goes up the pulse, and when now I want to return it, so I can just make a negative value. I put the same here, so it's 20, but now I press the Shift and N key, and now I have the negative value. So it goes exact the same steps back like it goes forward before. And now what we have to do here, FF, I said it just before, it stops. But in this case, I don't want to stop. I want to loop that. So I can point to number 2. So that means when I write here FF02, it jumps to column, no. Sorry. My English isn't that good. I will take a look. Okay. We can call it a line then. It will jump back to line 2. So it goes there and goes there and starts there. So it's a loop, and best is if you just listen. So take a listen. And I can increase this volume here. Or decrease it. And you can hear the difference clearly. that was some demonstration how you can make an easy pulse modulation. And that's about how to make some noise. You can put the notes into this table. And when you want to stop a note, you can just press the spacebar. So at first, make sure you're in edit mode, so you can see it here. If you press space, I make some mistake. Just I say to press spacebar, but spacebar is to change the mode from edit mode to jam mode. I mean the return key. So you have to put the return key, press the return key in edit mode, and then you will get this command for stopping a note. So I will just add some notes. Okay. You can change the length of one column. So you just have to press the delete key. Make them half as length as before. So I will check this. Okay, what I want to show you this command too. With the enter key or return key, you can put the stop marks into the song. And here you can hear the release. So it's a short release. I can even make it shorter, like this, or longer, like this. So if the song hits that stop note, it will do the value that you can see here at the release point. You can also use the attack if you don't want to go that hard into the note, so you can make it softer. Maybe it sounds more like a string instrument then. So that's all some commands you might use. Another thing you can hear is that the pulse modulation starts again with every note, so it's always resetted when I put in a new note. So that's because I put a command here in the pulse table. Another way to not reset the pulse for every note would be to leave that at 0, 0, and you can add the pulse directly here into the song. So if I press F12, I have this command in the pattern. So it's the command 9 x epsilon set pulse table pointer 0, 0 stops pulse table execution. So I can use that command and say go to pulse 0, 1. That would be this row here. So when I do that, the pulse modulation don't reset within every note, and you can listen to the example. Instead of this. Yeah. Another thing I can show you might be how to build some chords. So that's a thing everybody needs, I think, for a good song to make some chords. And on the Commodore 64, it's a common way to not build chords like real chords. So I might make a chord like this. So it's a C major chord. So you have okay. Change the waveform for this demonstration. So I have a C and I have a D, E and G. I will put it some octave higher. You can, with the shift key, I can select this note and then I press shift and Q. Shift and W to increase the octave. So I can change it to octave 3. That would be some normal chord, but you can see all patterns are now full of notes, so I can't add any other things. So there's no space for drums or some lead melody. So you can use that technique as well, but the common way would to do it with arpeggios. So you only need one pattern. So how to make some ARP chords. I will show it to you. For this case, we build a new instrument. You can just click here with your mouse to change to the next instrument. So left click will go forward and right click will go backward. So if you have instrument 2, I start on the wavetable position 3. So I have 0, 1 again. And now I have to count the steps of the chords. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So the next note would be on the 4th step. 5, 6, 7. So it's 4 and 7. And I can put that into the wavetable. So 4, 7, then again I go to 0 and we do a loop here, just like in the pulse table. So I loop to row number 4. So I say FF04. So it will loop from there to there. And if I hit the spacebar, you can hear it already. Okay. I again forget to add some values here in the sustain and release. So that was the reason you could hear nothing. And you could hear that was very fast, so I can make some delay, and you can add that here before the notes. So I made a delay of 2. So you can hear the difference. And now we can build this little chord progression. It's a famous chord progression from anime scenes or something like that, movies, games. And we would start on C major. What I do now is to add some stop position right here in row 2. And now you can hear that the release sounds very cool. so it the volume decreased. I could make it shorter or longer. I stick to A in this case. So we have that C, and now we have a D major chord. So I might do the D major there. And now we have to build a minor chord as well. That would be 21 again. And now we have 1, 2, 3. And also the 7 position. So it's not 4, 7, it's 3, 7. So I might just copy that with the Shift key, Control C, Control U. And now it's 3 and 7, and I make a loop again, so it's FF09. So I get to this position, and this part will loop. I have to make a new instrument. We can name our instrument here. So I can name this major chord, and the next instrument will be our minor chord. So, and the minor chord starts on row 8, and the major chord starts on row 3. So we have our 2 chords now. So you can hear the difference. And we have the major chord on B, the minor chord on B, and the minor chord on E. So that's how the chord progression will sound. Yeah. And I think that will be enough for the first tutorial. I show you more in the next tutorial. If you like this little tutorial, write me in the comments. Yeah. In the comments, I mean. Sorry. Write me in the comments if you like this little tutorial. And yeah, I should do more maybe next time. See you.